When starting her family, Sabina Patterson initially faced problems with infertility. But through IVF, she was able to become a mother to twins. In her late 40s, she longed to have another child. Doctors said her tubes were damaged and needed surgery to have them removed. But the night before the operation, her husband Jermaine said a few words that would change her story.
My husband had a revelation. We prayed at 11:15 p.m. It's 12 midnight. He jumped out from the bed. And I said, what's happening? He said, God said, you're pregnant. He gave you a son named Judah Emmanuel. And when I get to the hospital, I let the doctors know that God said I'm pregnant.
At the hospital, Sabina's pregnancy test results were positive. But doctors determined it was a false pregnancy. They saw a development on her fallopian tube and urged her to proceed with surgery to remove it. But Sabina remained confident in God's promise and refused the operation.
I'm speaking to them. I said, I'm pregnant and it's a baby. And they said, no, it's not a baby. So they want me to understand that it's not a baby, but I keep on refusing to say that word because people was doubting God. They make it seem that I'm crazy. God can use the foolish thing to confine the wise. So I tell God to prove yourself to them. So that was our prayer.
Sabina couldn't find a medical professional who would agree to prenatal care. So at 8 weeks, she went to a Christian clinic where she could have a sonogram.
They find a fetus and fetus heart rate 158. And I said, thank you, Jesus. And Judah raised his hand in my stomach. So the doctors also captured it. And they said, the baby hands is up. And they said, congratulations, you're pregnant.
It was determined that she had an ectopic pregnancy. The fetus was developing on her left fallopian tube, and her uterus was filled with fibroid tumors. Her condition posed serious risk to her child's life and her own, but the clinic was not equipped to treat her. At another office, she sought pro-life doctor John Berchalski for care.
The baby couldn't get through the tube, and it was behind the uterus, and so we said, you need to go to the emergency room so we can take care of the condition you're in, which will happen to hurt and kill the baby. And she, at that moment, her eyes lit up and she's like, no, Johnny, the Lord has told me that I'm going to be healed and that everything will be okay.
She sought several other medical opinions, but the doctor's response was always the same: abort the pregnancy or she could die. At home, the couple held on to God's promise.
And I said, no, I'm not going to kill the baby because it's a promise from God and I'm not going to kill it.
6 months into her pregnancy, her water broke and she was finally admitted to Johns Hopkins Hospital. Her placenta had invaded her liver and kidneys. Doctors said the baby could be delivered premature, but Sabina wasn't expected to survive. Sabina checked into the hospital and was scheduled to deliver in 1 month.
I knew that I couldn't allow the doubt to set in, but I knew that I had to keep praying, keep pushing, because I know God can do anything.
On November 17th, 2017, family and church members were prayerful as Sabina entered surgery. 2 hours later, she gave birth to a baby boy, Judah. Sabina made a full recovery.
We both, we cried, and mostly, as I said, our crying was thanking God. We danced in the hospitals. We danced until we can't dance anymore because it's like, yes.
Meanwhile, Judah was treated in the neonatal intensive care unit.
When he was in the incubator, he raised his hand. And I said, thank you, Jesus, we made it.
After 3 months in the NICU, Judah came home with his parents.
12 midnight, a day before Judah was supposed to be released, Judah himself disconnected the tubes. He pulled it out from his nose. He came home with no oxygen, no tubes. And since then, he hasn't returned back to hospital.
Every day I look at him, he's a miracle child. He's coming to do great things.
At the heart, it's the grace and the mercy of Jesus Christ, the love of Sabina for Judah. And then thirdly, the expertise of the docs at Hopkins. And for that, thank you, Jesus.
Today, Sabina and Jermaine say their family is complete, and they're thankful for a special promise that brought them Judah.
Always have faith. If God said it, believe it. and just have confidence in him, no matter what the situation looks like.
It is a miracle, and I believe that he's here for a reason.